Hey, Dan Passarelli here. How are you today on this hump day? Most of the week is done by now, 2 days left. I was talking about something on my podcast earlier today, and what that is hedging. Well, that's what the podcast was about. But there were a couple of points that I brought up on there that I thought were pretty interesting. So first, let's take a look at a chart of the S&P 500. So you take a look at this. I mean, it was a strong day. S&P 500 closed up about 1% today. Now we're looking at this over a 1-year period, and there's a couple just blatant, obvious things to watch. You know, you just look at kind of eyeball the size of candles here, right? Recent candles. And this is a pretty big, just up day. Really came into play at the end of the day. But here's what's important, and here's what's kind of glaring to me. Look at the volume today. All right, can you see here on the right-hand side of the screen? This was the second lowest volume day of the year, second only to yesterday. Now, if the market goes up 5 points like it is today, about 1% on no volume, what do you think is happening? I mean, this is the law of supply and demand, right? This is the stuff you learned in high school or college if you didn't sleep through the class. And it's so very relevant to what's going on in the market right now. Because who's buying this and who's selling it, right? The market only goes up if there's more buyers at every given price level. So what this shows us in no uncertain terms that people are coming in to buy, but there's nobody really there to sell it to them. There's very few sellers at each price level. So there's somebody who's, they sell a little bit, raise their offers. Sell a little bit, raise their offers. Sell a bit, raise their offers. Who do you think's on which side of this? The professionals or the retail traders? Well, first of all, because the market went up, it's the liquidity providers, obviously, on the offers. The supply side, they're letting it go up. They're just selling it when the retail traders, they're the ones who are buying this. When the retail traders come in to buy, the professionals are just selling them what they have, selling what they have. Keep coming to Papa's, sell them what they have. Keep coming to Papa's, sell them what they have. And I've seen this movie over and over again throughout my trading career. This could be coming up on a pretty good pullback. Now, not something huge like, 2008 or the coronavirus, but I think we can have a pretty good pullback. And here's a couple more supporting reasons. First of all, we see a massively high RSI. Now, has it been this high in the last year? Yeah, it has. It's been this high, and we had a little bit of a pullback. Usually doesn't pull back until it goes through the, through the 80 line, but it's massively high. If this starts to turn around, we could get some follow through. But another, even more important thing is this. This is a chart of the S&P 500's trailing 12-month PE ratio. I want to put this into perspective. Let's look at the last 20 years. This is the last 20 years of data. Right now it's at 29.24. The only times that we have been above this were during the financial crisis, where earnings went to hell and the price of the stocks went down, but they were still up, anticipating a recovery at some point in the future. And coronavirus, which is the same thing. The entire economy shut down, earnings went to hell, the market sold off, but there was still anticipation for the recovery in the future, which of course did happen. Only in times of crisis was the PE ratio this high. Now, that doesn't mean that a time of crisis is necessarily going to happen. We would need a catalyst for that. But what should happen is that stocks should sell off. Now, we can make a case for saying the forward PE ratio, which takes into account analysts' expectations for earning, is just slightly elevated, but still elevated. Now, that is based off analysts' expectations for earnings. But those should be changing. Because as the Fed forecasts a weaker labor market, a lot of talk of the economy doing worse, we're likely to see those numbers come down. So I've been buying puts, and I hope that helps as Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.